Hello, everybody. How are you? I hope you guys are all okay. I hope you had a good weekend. And it's time to continue our English class. So, yeah, let's begin. Actually, first thing we can do, we can go to our notes and you can tell me, write two things you did at the weekend. Okay. Okay, write two things you did at the weekend. Okay, so for example, um, you can say I watched TV or I played video games, and there's probably not much else that we can do at the moment. Or I did my homework, or I studied, or I made some food. Okay, just to warm up, just write two things that you did at the weekend. Okay, now the title for today's class is Future of Learning. Okay, so we put that as the title. And the date today is Monday, the 6th of April, 2020. Okay. Not very many notes to write in the notebook today. Okay. So just a couple of things. But first, write two things you did at the weekend. Okay, very good. So let's go to our pupils book now, to page 70, and we're going to start Unit 7 here. Now, the review section for the last unit, you guys can do it on your own, but we'll talk about it on Wednesday when we have our live class, okay? But for the moment, we're just going to start Unit 7, okay? So this is about the future of learning, okay? Something we are probably experiencing right now, actually. So, first thing, let's have a look. Now, we've got a reading exercise today. Okay, we'll get to that soon. First, a couple of questions. And this first one, you can write the answer in your notebook, okay? So it's, do you use technology in your classroom, and what do you use it for? Okay, so I've put that question here in the notebook. Do you use technology in the classroom? What do you use it for? Okay, so you can just write a couple of short phrases to say how you use technology in the classroom. You probably all use computers. You probably use the internet to do research. But you might have other things that you do at school using different technologies. Maybe things with a mobile phone, with the big screen on the whiteboard. Okay, just a couple of phrases, and tell me, how do you use technology in your classroom? Okay, so yeah, something to think about. So if we look on this page, you see a bunch of kids all around a computer, all around a laptop. Okay, and it says, what do you think the students are using the laptop for? What do you think? Is it for work? Is it to watch videos? Is it to create something? What do you think? Right, just something to think about. Okay, so today's class we're doing a reading. Okay, so this reading exercise is something that appears in the PET exam. All right, so let's have a look first of all. All right, these little tips that it gives us here. All right, now in this reading you have a long text. All right, and you've got 5 multiple choice questions. Okay, to answer about the text. Let's have a look. It says, look at the question before reading the 3 options. Try to answer the question by yourself. Okay, that's the first thing. Then read the 3 options and look for the one that is similar to your idea. Check the other options and decide why they are wrong. Finally, read the text again and make sure that the correct answer you have chosen is correct. Okay, so a couple of some skills that can help us get the correct answer. All right, now let's have a little practice. Okay, we're going to read this part here in exercise 2. Okay, so this is just one little paragraph. Okay, now we're going to read this paragraph and we have a question at the end. Okay, and I just want you to think of an answer yourself. All right, based on what you've read in the text. All right, so let's read. Okay, let's see what it says. It says, School of the Air is a school for children in Australia who live far away from cities and towns and can't get to school. When School of the Air started, the teachers and students had special radios for their lessons, but now internet technology is helping students to learn. They use video chat in their homes to have their lessons, and it feels like they are all in a normal classroom because they can see each other on their screens. Okay, now, did you understand? Okay, you can always pause the video and read again. Now, our question is, how does technology help in Australia? Okay, how does technology help in Australia? Now, don't look at any other parts of the page. Okay, don't look at at what is put here. I want you to think for yourself. Okay, based on what you've read, how does technology help children in Australia? And what I want you to do, not this. What I want you to do is just write in your notebook. Okay, here I've put the question: how does technology help kids in Australia? And based on that paragraph, just put down an answer, all right? Your answer, whatever you think, okay? So based on what you read, you write your answer, okay? So maybe it helps them learn when they live far away from the school. It helps them communicate with other children. I don't know, whatever you think based on what you read. Okay, you're finished? Do you have an answer? Now, look underneath, all right? And look at the answers here, right? We've got 3 answers. Technology helps them feel part of a school. Students who live far away from cities and towns can now have lessons. They can chat with other students in the class. Okay? Which of these 3 answers was similar to your answer? Which one was similar to your answer? Okay? That answer, so that's one way that can help you get the correct answer. Okay, so you answer the question on your own, and then you look at the options and you think, which answer is the most similar to what I thought? Okay, based on what we've read, of course. All right, good. Okay, now, the answer you should have got, the correct answer to the question is answer A. Technology helps them feel part of school, part of a school. Okay, and we can see in our text. All right. So it says here, for example, I'm just going to highlight it. All right. It feels like they're in a normal classroom. All right. So technology helps them feel part of a school. Okay. Now, hopefully you got something similar to that. Okay. So that's one technique we can use to help us get the correct answer. Okay. We can think of, you think of your own answer and then you look at the options and think which is the most similar. Okay. Now, that's not the only way to get the right answer, okay? Obviously, we still need to look for the answers in the text and underline things, okay? Anyway, let's have a look, okay? So, what does it say here? It says, the order of the questions follows the order of the information in the text, unless there is a global question, which will often be the final question. Now, when it says a global question, that means it's not asking about one specific part of the text. It's asking about the text as a whole. Maybe how does the writer feel, or what is the writer trying to do? Okay. So it's a global thing. So when there's global questions, we don't really highlight answers in the text. It's about our general understanding of the text. Okay. But there's normally only one global question, and it's normally the last one. Okay. And it says, underline the answers to the questions in the text and write the numbers of the question in the margin to help you find any answers you aren't sure about. Okay. So as always with reading exercises, okay, we do have to underline the answers in the text here. Okay. And then just helps us to be more organized. Okay. And it's a lot quicker when we're double checking our answers. Okay. Right, and it gives you a better idea of what the writer is trying to communicate. Okay, so it's very important to underline the answers in the text. Okay, so Let's give it a try. Let's try it. Okay. So, what we'll do is you can pause the video, okay, and you can read the text, okay. Read it a couple of times if you need. All right, but just read it to yourself. Pause the video and read the text. Okay. Good. Have you finished? Okay. Now, if there's any words you don't understand, okay, just maybe highlight them, and well, you can look on internet and find out what they mean. Okay. Or you can ask me in our class on Wednesday. Okay. So you should have read all of this now. All right. So what we're going to do is we will look at our questions. Okay. So here are our questions. We've got 5 questions. Okay. And we are going to find the answers in the text. Okay, that's what we're going to do first. We'll find the answers in the text, and then I'll let you decide which is the correct answer here. Okay, so let's look at our first question. It says, how does technology help young people? Let's find in the text, how does technology help young people? We can look at our options. They don't need to buy books. It teaches them about important things. It shows them how to find jobs. Let's have a look what it says. Well, so question 1, how does technology help young people? Okay, and our options, they don't need to buy books. It teaches them about important things. It shows them how to find jobs. Okay. Now, have a look in the text and see if you can find where the answer is. All right. Now, I've given you a little help here. All right. So if you look here, technology is helping young people to learn about the world and preparing them for work. Okay. So, no, it says not finding work, but preparing them for work. So learn about the world and preparing them for work. So, which answer do you think is the best? Okay, you put it down. Good. Let's look at question number 2. What is special about the mobile solar computer classroom? All right, and our options. It brings technology to the countryside. It has 2 classrooms. It gives lessons in libraries. Okay. What is special about the mobile solar computer classroom? Well, to give you a little help, all right, I've highlighted this in the text. All right. But we do have to read it all because it says, there aren't computers available for students. And it says, that was a problem for schools in the countryside, right? In Uganda. Now, countryside is away from the cities, okay? So this was a problem in the countryside, but since 2007, the mobile solar computer classroom has helped many classes of children and adults at schools and libraries to use computers. Okay. So, what do you think is the best answer? What is special about the mobile solar computer classroom? Number 3, where in the country does the mobile classroom go? Where in the country does the mobile classroom go? Okay, so where in the country does the mobile classroom go? To villages in the west, the whole of Uganda, or to the eastern part of the country? So let's have a look. Now I've highlighted this in the text. It says they travel all over the country in 2 large cars going to schools to give computer lessons. So where in the country does mobile classroom go? You choose the answer. Okay, let's look at question number 4. Why is there a large battery in the car? Why is there a large battery in the car? To give energy to the villages. Villages are very small towns. So the car can travel far and fast, or so the computers can work. Okay, so the computers can work. All right. So do you find the answer? Okay. Why is there a large battery? Okay. Now, I've highlighted this. All right. So it's a large battery. This produces solar energy for the computers because many of the villages don't have electricity. right? So because the villagers don't have electricity, they need the battery in the car to give power to the computers. Okay, so what's the answer? Why is there a large battery in the car? Okay, good. Do you have the answer? Good. Let's continue. What is the plan for the future? Teach more students each year, to put computer classrooms in schools, or to teach students why computers are important? Okay, have a look in the text, see if you can find the answer. All right, so I've given you a little help here. All right, it says, well, over the next few years, they are going to build computer classrooms in 55 Ugandan schools. All right, so you choose the best answer. What is the plan for the future? Okay, good. Have you written your answers? Let's have a look. Okay, move my face over here. All right, good. So let's go through them. How does technology help young people? It teaches them about important things. What is special about the mobile solar computer classroom? It brings technology to the countryside. Where in the country does the mobile classroom go? The whole of Uganda. Why is there a large battery in the car? So the computers can work because they don't have electricity. Okay. What is the plan for the future? To put computer classrooms in schools. Okay, so these are your answers. Okay, so hopefully you got all of them correct. If you haven't, make sure you put the correct answers in your book, and then just read again and make sure you understand why it's the correct answer. Okay, very good. Hey, 100%, just like always. All right, excellent, guys. So, by the way, Uganda is, in case you didn't know, is a small country in Africa, a very poor country, shown here. Anyway, let's have a look. So in the text, we've also got some highlighted words, okay? Just a little bit of vocabulary to look at for today. So what I've done, what you can do is just make a note of these words in your notebook, okay? So just write vocab. We'll put the page number, page 70, okay? So we'll put vocab, page 70, okay? And then just make a list of the words here, all right? Tablets, countryside, adults, libraries, drivers, lucky, battery, and job. Okay, I think you know all these words. Okay, but just write them down. Okay, and just so we have a nice organized list of vocabulary in our notebook. Okay, all finished? Good. Let's move on to exercise 5. Okay, so these words. Okay, we have to look at them in the text, and then think about what they mean. Okay, so we're figuring out the meaning of these words by looking at the context in the text. Okay, I'm going to delete this. Okay, so you can see the highlighted words. Okay, so here are all the highlighted words. All right, so tablets, countryside, adults, libraries, lucky drivers, battery, and job. Okay, now we can do this all together. Okay, but first you try on your own. Okay, so pause the video and try to think what these words mean based on how they're used in the text, okay? And then put them to the correct definition. All right, you can pause the video for a bit. All right. Okay, so let's have a look. All right, I'll just go to this little section here. Okay, so move myself down here. All right, so let's see if we got it. Okay, so older people, not children. Okay, I think these are quite easy, yeah? So those are adults. Okay, make sure you write adult in the space. Next one, an object in a car or radio that gives it electricity. Right, something in a car or something in a radio or other electronic things that gives it electricity. That's a battery, good. Next one, small mobile computers that are bigger than mobile phones but smaller than laptops. The computer that you touch. It's called a tablet. Tablets. Okay. Next one. Work that you do to make money. Right, and that is a job. Right, you have a job. That's work that you do to make money. Next one. Places where you can borrow books. So where do you go? You take a book, you read it, and then you bring it back. That place is a library. Good, library. Now remember, library is a false friend in Spanish. Okay, library is not libreria. Okay, libreria is bookshop. Right, you don't buy books in the library. Right, you just borrow them. Library in Spanish is biblioteca. Okay, a library. Okay, next one. When something good happens as a result of good luck. All right, when something good happens as a result of good luck. Yeah, well, that's lucky. Lucky. Okay. Next one. The people who drive vehicles, like trains, buses, and cars. All right, well, this is not too complicated. If you drive something, you are a driver. And finally, the area outside towns and cities. All right, so outside of the towns and cities, and that's the countryside. Okay, so make sure you've got all the correct vocabulary words written next to the definition in the book. Okay, oh, fantastic. Okay, very good. So hopefully, the reading was quite easy. Okay, now we should get some more practice. Okay, so what we can do now is go to our workbook. All right, and we're going to go to page 52 here. Right now, on page 52. All right, we have another reading. All right, so very similar. Okay, now we don't have to bother with exercise 1 and 2 here, okay, because that's kind of like a warm-up like we did already. All right, but we can get some more practice with this reading exercise, okay? So here you have another text, okay? You have another text here. And only 4 questions, okay? So it's a little bit shorter, all right, but 4 questions. Hold on 1 second. Okay, right? So skip question 1, skip question 2, all right? And what we can do is go straight to the text, okay? So first thing, all right? Read the questions, okay? Underline important words, all right? Then read the text, okay? Read it carefully. Look at the questions again. Find the answers in the text, okay? Underline them. And then choose the correct answer from the options, okay? So just like we did in the pupils book, find the answer in the text, underline them, and then choose your best option. Or you can also read it, read the question, think about your own answer, and then have a look at which option is the most similar, okay? But I would definitely suggest underlining the answers in the text. In fact, you must underline the answers in the text, okay? So read through, okay, answer the questions, underline in the text, all right, and I shall give you the answers, all right? So you can pause the video while you do this. Okay, have you finished? All right, so I'm just going to show you the answers. Okay, so what did scientists find out about teenagers? It's harder for teenagers to learn early in the day. What do students in Brazil do? They start and finish school early. Where do students have a meal between lessons? Spain. And what is true about students in South Korea? They don't have much time. They don't have much free time. Okay, so those are your answers, okay? Good, hopefully you got them all correct. All right, and then similarly, all right, we do have, again, some vocabulary, okay? So highlighted words from the text, all right, and then the definitions here, all right? So look at the context and try and match the words to the definitions, okay? I'll give you the answers now. You can pause the video while you do the exercise before I give you the answers, okay? All right, let's have a look. So these were the words: lessons, homework, scientists, break, pupils, secondary schools. Okay, so let's have a look. Schools you go to from the age of 11. What school do you go to from the age of 11? Well, there's only one type of school here. Secondary school. Good. What do we call children at school? Children at school are called pupils. These people try to understand how the world works. Okay, smart people that try and understand how things work. Those are scientists. All right. When you stop work or eat or rest, right? When you stop working, what is it called? It's called a break. Good. A period of time you learn something at school. Okay, when you're at school, what do you call the different things you go to each day? These are lessons, right? Just like this one, an English lesson. And the last one, the studying students do after school, all right, is homework. Okay, so make sure you have all the words written by the correct definition, okay? Fantastic. All right, excellent. Well, hopefully you can do this type of reading exercise a little bit better now, all right? But we will get more practice as the book continues. And any questions you may have, you can ask me on our live class that we will have on Wednesday, okay? So just to recap, all right, we've got these pages in our pupils book finished, okay? We should have exercise 3 and 4 finished on page 52 in the workbook, and you should have your notebook with these things and the answers to these questions, okay? Now you can either show me on Wednesday or you can send them in by email, okay? But make sure you have all of these things done. And if you do, then that is it. We are finished for the day. All right. So, well done, everybody. Okay. I hope it was okay. I hope you could understand. And I shall see you all on Wednesday. Have a very lovely evening. Bye-bye.